welcome to Young PR Pros, a weekly podcast for the young and young at heart PR pros looking for tips and advice on how to build and advance their careers. I am Christine Simpson in Ottawa, Canada.
And I'm Julia Kent, also in Ottawa.
Yeah, well, I guess we're all in Ottawa.
I guess so.
And we've got two lovely ladies with us today. First, I'm going to introduce Sharon, and Sharon's going to introduce a really exciting series that Young PR Pros is going to put on. Go ahead, Sharon.
Thanks for the introduction. So I'm a member of the Ottawa Student PR Association, uOPRA, and Christine, Julia, and I have this project called Take uOPRA to Work Day. It's a series to serve as a resource for students to learn a little bit about different industries within PR. Here right beside me is Shirley Schiavo. She is the HR manager here at an agency in Ottawa, MediaMiser.
Yeah. So one of the first questions, and this is a common question that our audience always asks us, what are the skills that you think young PR pros or young professionals should possess if they're looking to get hired from someone like MediaMiser?
On the tech side, of course, you need to have the full Microsoft suite. So, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Very important that someone who is working in our client services department understands search and search engines and the like SEO and the thinking behind search. It sounds so simple, and we often assume that everyone can do this. You need to be familiar with that type of thing through social media, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. All of the social media, very, very important. In terms of design skills or HTML, any of that thing, these things are assets in our company, in this department. We used to work a fair bit with InDesign. One thing that would be almost required is the understanding of basic coding, like wiki type coding. If you can contribute to a wiki, set that up, that formatting, that's about the level that would be needed. In our soft skills, very, very important, as it is in almost all PR functions, the people skills, building relationships with the client. You have to have really good listening skills, because often we're dealing with clients who might be calling us, there's a crisis. You need to be able to understand the trends for a client. What Coca-Cola might want compared to what CP Rail might want would be two entirely different things. So the ability to analyze or have a sort of analytical perspective on things, very important. The great advantage in the culture that exists in a lot of tech companies, and I would even say most tech companies, is that your technical staff has such passion for what they do, they're willing to teach you. Mm-hmm. So this basic HTML or basic coding is something that the average person can learn.
Well, just quickly run through some of the hiring process when it comes to trying to get into a technology company.
Background in communications, PR, or journalism in order to be in our client service department. In our Marcom department would be PR or marketing. Of course, any experience in media monitoring or analysis or any kind of data analysis background. All volunteer jobs and internships are considered in our company. I vet all our resumes before they go on to the directors or the hiring managers in each department. One of the things that I'm always very interested in seeing is people's involvement in newsletters or organizations at university or college where they did some communication, they did some writing, all of those things. So that I would highly encourage a young person starting out to get involved in anything to do with communications. CPRS and IABC. In terms of interviews and the actual conversation with our candidates, a lot of it is trying to discern how much interest the candidate has in current events. The most important thing in this department is fit. In fact, in our company, regardless of department, fit is everything.
And that's an interesting point, because you can have all the skills on paper. You can have all of the hard skills, but oftentimes a company will choose somebody based on the fit and the culture and how well they're going to fit on the team even if perhaps they're not on paper as good as somebody else.
Yeah, and it's something we encourage to our listeners as well, is not to take it as a negative. If you don't get the job, it might not be because you don't have the skills. It might be that the fit wasn't right, and if the fit wasn't right, then you're not going to be happy in that job anyway.
Absolutely.
So it's something we encourage
It's
our
just
listeners.
like dating.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
is just like dating.
It is
We
like
always
dating.
say it's just like dating.
How different is the technology PR, so working in PR and technology, different from other industries?
Well, fundamentally, I would say that PR in technology is the same. It is about building relationships, communicating with your audience, and connecting with your publics to reach your organization's goals.